Hi, how are you all? Good? Okay, do you want to start with a game? Okay, free your hands. I can't do it, I have a mic. Okay. Dono हाथ खाली कर लो. Game is very simple. When I'll say clap, you will clap. When I say stop, you will stop. Ready? Make sense? How will you clap? Show me. Awesome. Clap. Stop. Clap. Good, good, good. Well done. Look at each other. एक दूसरे की शक्ल देखो. You are smiling like you are winning some World Cup. It's okay. Stop, 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 stop. Why am I playing this game with you? The idea is very simple. Because our brain is constantly active with so much stimulus, right? When you play a simple game, it comes in the moment. By the way, today's topic is very interesting. What do you see here? But within imagination, what do you see? What is AI? What? Artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence? Intelligence of the computer. Okay. And who gave intelligence to the computer? Humans. And who gave intelligence to humans? God. So what is artificial intelligence? Who gave intelligence to God? अरे बहुत technical हो गया है ना? अच्छा देखते हैं. Let's see that. So what do? I help creative people find their aha moments. Are you all creative? Some of you are. Did you ever draw? Did you ever draw that mountain and उसके सामने वो जो hut बनाते थे and that river? How many of you remember that drawing? सबने बनाई है यार, सबने बनाई है. Okay, this is my journey. I was a coder, I was an engineer. I would program softwares. Then I moved to design. I became a product designer. I went to National Institute of Design, Ahmedabad. After which I was in Berlin on a scholarship at HTW Berlin, University of Applied Sciences. Spent there for a while and went to Munich and worked at a very hardcore industrial design studio. I will go through my work quickly today. And since the last 7 years, I've been in Bombay. This is my 8th year in Bombay now. I've taken the morning flight especially to show this to you. So thank you so much. So I always was fascinated about magic. You know, when I was 9 years old, I went to this school fancy dress competition. होता है आपके पास? क्या होता है उसमें? You guess? You go dressed like a? What's your name? Rahul, can you come up on stage? Huge round of applause for Rahul. So what happened, I went on stage and I had to show some magic and I had to vanish a coin. But you know, while I was doing it, the coin fell down. This is what happened. People started laughing. And मुझे realized, oh यार, magic तो मुझसे नहीं होगा. Maybe stand-up comedy is something I should try. But I was, broken. I was broken as this child. How will I do magic when I grow up? And I forgot about it. And many years later, that's me. I made this piece of furniture in NID. It's made out of garbage. Garbage was of very interest to me. That's me doing a workshop in Berlin about waste, making things out of waste. What you see behind, it's cubes of garbage. 10 years ago, Germany doesn't have any landfill sites. What does that mean? Everything that you use is recycled. So what you see behind are recycled cubes that are sold back to the factory. This was my house for 4 months in Munich. I couldn't afford the rent while my internship, so I lived in this caravan. And the landlord was recently married. That's why you read that. No, the other side said just married, but he was married only for 2 months. And then he divorced. So you see that just divorced. That's a product I designed for a fitness company called Milan. It's a gym equipment that doesn't require weights, that works on electronics. So if Rahul is stronger than me and I'm weaker than Rahul won't find out. I will put my card, machine will only put as much pressure as is for me. I currently lead the product design vertical at Sideways, an interdisciplinary design studio. I run a social media initiative called The Kindry with my friend, the actor Richa Chadda. Do you guys know Richa Chadda? Yeah, so I do it with her. Fluid is a community of artists that I run. And finally, I'm the president of ADI Bombay. That's a little bit about me. This was in Berlin at a design festival called DMY Berlin 2013. 9 years ago, and that's where I realized I'm more a community-driven person. That's Richa and me running an event 4 weeks ago in Bombay, where we celebrated World Music Day. So it's the Kindry's event. We are setting up a design festival in November in Bombay. So if you guys want to travel and come to Bombay and be a part of our design community, you're most welcome. Yeah, that's our core team there. Let's move on. Okay, this is what is interesting. This was in 2017. I had gone to China. Now this image is generated using artificial intelligence, okay? And It is just so that I can tell you a story. So what happened is that Rahul will become Krishan and I will become the street magician that I saw. What this guy did, this Chinese magician, he took this piece of cloth and he put it back in his hand and he started blowing into it. He did something weird to it. He started blowing into it and he asked me to actually also blow into it. So blow into it. And then he vanished it. It was gone, you know. And I didn't know how that happened. Was it in his pocket? Was it in... I didn't care. Anyway, thank you so much, Rahul. Huge round of applause. But kya hua na, magician वापस आ गया. And these are some brands that I've worked with in the last 8 years. The idea is to go quickly. This is a product we designed. So even the products I was designing, I started looking at them magically. Because I realized that all of magic is design. किसी ने सोचा ना, ये red कपड़ा कैसे गायब करना है. किसी ने सोचा, you know, how to produce a coin from somebody's ear or so on and so forth. So somebody has designed that. So when I realized that all of magic is design, there must be some magic within design also. So you've seen these products. So Borosil used to make these tubes. All we did was we put a lid that became a Lego system. So you could put one over the other. This is a product we designed for Zeal. So Maharashtra government banned single-use plastic. So we said, okay, what do we do now? How do we do packaging design for them? So we use the same material of the raincoat to design packaging that is repeat usage. And the product can also be fancy that you can carry and use for other things. That's how the product looked like. This is the more economic version of the same. This is for kids. This trolley we designed with Kunal Kamra. You know the stand-up comedian? He was the voice. This was the talking trolley. This we did for Pidilite, Fevicreate, Chandrayaan mission. Today is about something else. So this is for Pani Foundation, Amir Khan. We did this to teach villagers water harvesting. So these were 4 feet by 3 feet models we took to different villages to educate those villagers about water harvesting. This is a pamphlet designed for Pidilite, for Fevicol. Do you understand how? It's a brochure for products. Who is it for? Kiske liye hai ye? Carpenters. Now you get it? Because carpenters, after the site, they go back and they take a little, and they sit with a deck of cards. Yeah? So when you know your consumer, you can design it for them, right? We are designing crayons for Pidilite. This is not the final crayon, but very soon, I can't show you the final crayon, it's confidential. But in a few months, you will have it in your hands. This is something we designed for Disney, stationery and toys mixed together at only 49 rupees. This is a trophy we designed with a London-based artist called Peter Layton to celebrate creativity. A light that I designed, some electronic piano that you don't need to touch to play. Oh, this is a dice that is in Hamley's UK top 10 Christmas 2 years in a row. When you roll it, it lights up in red or green randomly. If you get green, you go forward. If you get red, you go backwards. Right? Or you could also say, you are red and I'm green. You roll the dice. Green aaya to I move, red aaya to you move. So lots of things you can teach children mathematics. So if they roll, green is plus, red is minus. So if you roll 2 dices, randomly there could be +5 and -2. So it's +3. So ye sab ho gaya, right? You're doing product design, you're enjoying it. And now I'm tripping on something new which I'm talking about today, which is this idea of what we discussed, art with AI. How many of you have tried it? Okay, 1 of you have tried it, 2 of you have tried it. Fantastic. So today what we'll do is we'll try to inspire you guys and see what happens when we share our intelligence. How many of you know why do we paint? How many of you have painted ever in your life? Why do you paint? Self-expression. Anybody else? The creative urge from within makes you paint. Anybody else? Bring out the best. The imagination, yes.
Extracting originality.
Extracting something original.
I haven't tried.
I haven't tried painting. Very good. Serving the curiosity. भाई इतने सारे talented लोग हैं, कोई curiosity, कोई talent, कोई imagination, इतने बड़े-बड़े answer दे रहे हैं, right? How many of you use social media? Probably a lot of you are right now also using it. See, she's doing something. Very good. Okay. किसी ने आपको बोला पूरा दिन phone पे लगे रहते हो? How many of you have heard that? How many of you tell yourself, यार पूरा दिन मैं phone पे लगी रहती हूँ, पूरा दिन phone पे लगा रहता हूँ? And you know there's a generation that is thinking, अरे यार ये कितना आजकल phone पे लगे रहते हैं? Because for them it is intimidating, but for you, you are used to it. Correct? Because any new technology is intimidating to a generation that's not used it. But younger people are like, अरे तो मैं, I can do it. While attending a session, you are doing it. Get a life, talk to real people. Why are you on social media? You know, that's what you're listening to right now. But this is not new. This is not to do with social media. This is to do with any media. Did you know that? You know, when the TV came, same thing people used to say. अरे किसी और को देख रहे हो, मैं सामने बैठा हूं, मुझको देखो. Why are you looking at some other person? It was new media that time, right? What happened before that? Radio. Why would you listen to people sitting somewhere else? People are sitting in front of you. Why are you not listening? पूरा दिन आंखें बंद करके गाने सुनती रहती है. अरे क्यों? सामने बात करो. Correct? So anytime a new media comes in, it challenges the status quo. You know, when books also came, people said, why are you reading books? What are books? Books are messages. Maybe somebody who's died 500 years ago has left for you, right? So people are saying, अरे मेरे सामने बैठे हो, मुझसे बात नहीं कर रहे, किताबें पढ़ रहे हो. So किताबें, books were like social media that time. Make sense? Any new technology is intimidating. Make sense? Yes? जिसको समझ में आया हाथ खड़े करो. So you realize when a new media comes, what happens to the old media? It becomes obsolete. Or what happens? Do you know Apple products? iPhone? Do you know of an app called Apple TV? Yeah? Do you have a radio app also? Do you have an app to read books also? So everything is getting subsumed in new media. Correct? One of the oldest inventions of mankind is the wheel. Now the wheel is everywhere. It's also in your mobile phone, the gear system. It's also in this fan. It's also in the speaker, everywhere, right? So new media either takes the old media and keeps it inside, or it celebrates it like an art form. Make sense? I'll show you. Now the 3D world is coming. We were listening about the metaverse. You'll be living with Oculus Prime. What's going to happen to old media? Okay, we don't know. We'll see. So this is the answer. Why were people painting? People were not painting for the answers you are giving me. They were not doing it for creativity, urging creativity, curiosity. No. They would call a painter and say, ये रानी साहिबा है, इनकी painting बनाओ. क्यों बनवाते थे? To document the woman. ये palace है, हूबहू बना दो. So the artist's job was to document reality. Understood? And that's why he was called a painter, not an artist. Then what happened? The camera came. So what happens with the camera? A new media will either subsume the old media or it will elevate and make it art. And so what happens? Since cameras are better at documentation, अभी अगर मैं आपका हूबहू चेहरा बनाऊंगा, camera can also do it. So the birth of impressionism happened. The birth of cubism happened. The birth of an artist happened. Now painting was no longer documentation. Now it became an art form. That's why all of you are now artists when you paint. What happened when video camera came? What happened to still photography when video camera came? It became an art form. You remember that time everybody had DSLR and was a photographer? Because it was an art form now. Because now videography had come everywhere. So old media becomes an art form. Now that the iPhone has come, you can use your phone to make videos. Now the videography is becoming vintage. It's becoming art, right? You've been to cafes where they'll put a camera like just to give a vibe of an artistic space, or vinyl records to give an idea of an artistic space. How do you guys imagine? Okay, I'll give an example. I'll say one word, okay? You tell me what you feel about it. Cat. What do you visualize? When I say the word cat, what happens?
Thought about its eyes.
She's thinking about eyes, sir.
Meow.
Meow, the sound. You?
His tail. Tail.
अरे कोई अलग अलग पार्ट्स में सोच रहे हैं. I, हाँ, cat.
Lazy.
Cat is lazy.
Animal.
Cat is an animal. Are you all visualizing some animal in your head? You know, when I went to an MBA student's class, they were visualizing an exam. So why are you visualizing animal and not cat exam? Why are you thinking of tail and eyes and not cat exam? Any answers? What do you think?
A black cat.
He's thinking of black cat, but nobody is thinking of exam. Because you are not MBA students and I am not MBA teacher. Correct? I am not preparing you for MBA. So cat का मतलब exam तो होगा नहीं. So when I just say word cat, you think of an animal. Makes sense? So imagination happens. Why? Because the animal is already in your head. Not in my head, in your head. I just said cat, you thought of the imagination. So if there are 100 people in the room, there are 100 cats. Maybe there are a million cats, but you are only choosing one cat. That black cat, white cat, eyes, lazy cat. Yes? You understand where is imagination? In your brain. This is what is called signifier. What's it called? So when I say the word cat, it's a signifier. It means nothing. There could be a mountain and you will walk by many pebbles, but you will not see anything there. But somebody else will go and say, Arey, Shivling. Arey, mandir banate hain yahan pe. Because they will have a signifier, say connection. What is the connection called? Object. So when a signifier and object combine, they form interpretation. इस पे तालियां बजी जोर से पीछे से. But you understand? So when I say cat, it's just a signifier. When you have an image of a cat in your head, it's the object. When MBA students think of an exam, it's the object, and you build a interpretation. So image of a cat happened, and as a result, you had the animal. So we have millions of objects. That is how our brain works. You have millions of objects. Is it true? Since your childhood, you have so many memories. So when I tell you, think of a kangaroo. Can you think of a kangaroo? Okay, imagine a kangaroo. Yeah, this is one of the possibilities. You could imagine a different one. How many of you have seen a real kangaroo in person? Only 2 people. But rest of you can still imagine a kangaroo because you have seen pictures of a kangaroo, right? You know how high the kangaroo is. You know there's a pocket. You know there's a baby pocket. And you know it jumps in a certain way. Yes? I'm dressed up like a kangaroo today, but doesn't matter. Now imagine a kangaroo serving chai. Can you imagine it? Raise your hand. See, so creative. How are you imagining it? Because you know what is chai and you know what is kangaroo, you can put it together. Yeah? Now how is this kangaroo working? Where is the kangaroo holding chai? Okay, maybe holding it like this. Or maybe chai is there, maybe he's just sitting. Okay, now imagine a kangaroo serving you chai in... Okay, this is the chai. Okay, doesn't matter. At a railway station. Maybe the kangaroo can become the prime minister one day. I don't know. But you see, kangaroo serving chai at a railway station. How many of you can imagine this? Fantastic. Look at this. So intelligent. Sab aata hai. So cat can be an animal, but cat can also be a common aptitude test. But how can we make a machine imagine this? जो हमारे दिमाग में चल रहा था, वो मशीन से कैसे करवाएंगे? Because we were saying artificial intelligence is the intelligence of the computer. So हमारे दिमाग में कितनी images है? Millions. So first thing we have to give the machine million images. Correct? How many of you understand? Raise your hand. So all of these paintings that you see, let's talk about this. What is happening here? Who's this? Mona Lisa? Who's Mona Lisa? She's a human being. She's also a woman. She also has eyes and a nose. And she's also sitting in an emotion. What is happening here? Okay, what's happening here? Some splashes of paint. Some specific colors. That some artist was liking it, so he painted and people love it, so they buy it and they keep it at home. So these are human geniuses who are creating millions of these artworks. Now we teach the machine that. How do we teach the machine? So we convert it digital. We make digital copies of that and we start training the machine by words. Like you thought of a black cat. So your brain knows that when somebody says the word black cat, this is the image. When somebody says the word eyes, the image is very different. But when somebody says the word eyes of a black cat, you reach that image. So your brain goes through millions of images and pulls out the right image. So now we are giving all of these images and teaching what is called through image processing. We are building in features, attributes and traits together with emotions in an image. So an army of engineers and analysts of AI, they sat together and they create what is called metadata. Your brain also has metadata. And now AI also has metadata. Great. So let's see what happens. And now when you say to the machine, I want to see a kangaroo serving chai at a railway station, what does the machine do? It looks at millions of images of a kangaroo, millions of images of a railway station, millions of images of chai, and it creates something. Would you like to see how it created? How many of you want to see? Imagine a kangaroo serving chai at a railway station. This image is created completely by a machine. Isn't it fantastic? And it's in the effect of a painting. So you know, chai bechne wale ka branding ka logo bhi hai. You know, there is some kind of text, maybe kangaroos only understand, maybe we don't understand. There is a chai ketli, he's making chai. Wahan se wo chota kangaroo serve karega. You see, some machine also. So you want to go and get this chai? I will tell you the address of the railway station. Please go. Okay? Do you guys want to see more ideas of what AI can do? I did something for you. You want to see? Where are we? Rajasthan DigiFest. So I asked the machine, what do you think about Rajasthan DigiFest? This is what I saw. Yeah, you can clap if you like. You know, Rajasthan, I was expecting you guys to wear turbans. See, machine is thinking Rajasthan, this is putting turbans on you guys. And probably like a festival, so it's creating this environment, festive colors. It's a festival, right? Also a goal we should chase to create Rajasthan festival maybe like this next year. A panel discussion was happening in the morning. So I thought I should ask the machine, what do you think about a panel discussion in Rajasthan? Oh, interesting, right? Professor Bhargav Mistry is sitting somewhere discussing about metaverse. You see, there's also this bottle, you see, machine is very intelligent. It's creating this. Now we are talking about startups, ecosystem, everything. I thought I will ask the machine, because machine is millions of images. So let's go to 1950s and see if information technology was big in 1950s, what would happen? Isn't it cool? When there were no computers, if we had computers, this is how we would go to office. Also, if you notice, this is not completely correct. There is something wrong. Because the machine can't think like us. You know, and sometimes we also have weird dreams. हमें भी दिमाग में कुछ आता है, which is not completely correct. So it is actually a mirror image of how humans are thinking, which is not always correct. That's why it's called mid-journey, not final destination. Mid-journey. Do you want to see the future of Jaipur? Should we show it? Okay, let's see. You know, so colorful, Jaipur as a city. So the future city has to be colorful skies. Maybe we'll come with the technology to contain that. Okay, we were talking about metadata, we were talking about metaverse, we are talking about Oculus Prime. I wanted to show you how a Rajasthani villager will look like. You want to see? You see the turban is getting integrated. Now if you are designers, you can get inspired, right? By the machine. The machine is giving you an idea. That why should technology look alien? Technology should be a part of my lifestyle. I should wear glasses that fit in my turban. Do you want to see Kashmiri folk musicians with full intensity playing their instrument? Let's see. You see how the nose has become bigger because it's Kashmiri, because they are taking inputs from millions of Kashmiri artists. Imagine एक दिन जुगनू छोड़ दिए ताजमहल में और सब दिवाली मनाने पहुंच गए. आइए देखते हैं क्या होता है. It would take forever for an artist to visualize this, right? Now the machine is taking hundreds of artists, millions of artists and creating this for you. How many of you want to see this? Mona Lisa is Indian. What's happening? Necklace has come. A little smile has come. Colors are changed. Do you want to see another form of Mona Lisa? As a Madhubani painting. Let's see. So when you see, the machine has understood how to make Madhubani art. And the machine also knows Mona Lisa. So it puts together. See, that's the same way your brain works. If I told you think of something. Now, first, before we go next, try to think of it. Think about it. What do you see? Do you see some flying chariots? Yeah? Let's have a look. Mahabharata in space, you know, probably space wars in 50 years. Do you want to see Eiffel Tower in the Mughal time? If Eiffel Tower was in the Mughal time. See, now this is where the human brain comes in. Because the machine is going to look at the data. But what do you make the machine imagine? It's still up to you as creative people. Because half the job is that storytelling, right? Now what I'm asking the machine, it creates. Let's see. You see the shape of the monument? It's like Eiffel Tower. But the architecture, the material, the process is again ancient India. So the minaret at the top, but the shape of the Eiffel Tower comes in. Do you want to see Hanumanji in New York? Yeah? Give me a cheer. Yes? Okay, let's see. You see those buildings right behind? Empire State Building. You see maybe Hulk will come and say hello. Maybe that is something you can visualize. Have you read about this book, Snow White? Let's see what happens if she came to India. You know, the clothes change, the style changes, the forest changes. Whoa. We are talking about a new universe, metaverse. It's like a universe. And who created? In our mythology, Vishnu created, right? He just breathes in and something happens to many universes. He breathes out, they die. Let's have a look. Isn't it very trippy? You see, it's abstract. His face has got something happening. His arms are moving around. He's dancing. And many universes are being created. But it's the metaverse, so it's digital. Maybe he's also wearing Oculus. Do you want to see this? How many of you have been to a Rajasthan desert? Now don't be surprised in future if you see this. Because it is Rajasthan, the alien is also wearing a turban. But it's alienistic turban, right? Now, an apple is a very monumental piece in design journey that we study, right? एक बार न्यूटन के ऊपर गिरा तो ग्रेविटी बन गई. जब स्टीव जॉब्स ने चबाया तो एप्पल प्रोडक्ट बन गया, है ना? अभी whenever you say apple, you think about the phone. You don't even think about the fruit. So I wanted to see what does machine think, but I wanted it to go through many artistic styles. So I'll show you 4 artistic styles. You want to see? Let's have a look. Apple as Madhubani art. Apple in the style of Picasso. Apple in the style of surrealism. And apple as a vintage old school photograph. We deserve to clap for the machine, right? Huge round. The imagination of human beings coming together to build a software level like this that you and I have access to be able to create something so marvelous, so quickly, is not artificial. It is shared intelligence. Yeah? We must decide to stop calling the word artificial for something so beautiful. And we must use it as shared intelligence of so many humans that coming together, it builds something so creative. As a product designer, I was once asked to design a shampoo bottle for Bajaj. So we were designing Bajaj inspired by an almond. So I also wanted to check what the machine does. You want to see? How does this happen? It has the imagery of product designers' sketches from around the world. It knows how almonds look. It knows how good colors are better than bad colors. It knows how to differentiate soft pastels. And when I write, show me sketches, don't show me the final product. The machine is intelligent to show me something like this. When I want the logo placement and the visual look, it is intelligent to put a minimal almond rare. Isn't it quite cool? So yeah, let billions of artists inspire you now. That's the message I want to leave you guys with. What you see behind is an architecture for Jaipur that is created by the machine. That's me if you want to connect with me. And after this session, because I can't bring the laptop here, we can sit at the back and we can try creating something that you guys want to see. Yeah? Thank you so much.